Good morning and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Light. So today's episode is about today's Old Testament reading. And it's something that when I heard it, I just started laughing to myself because I could really see myself in there. And maybe you can too. Let me read it for you. It's from 1 Kings. The brook near where Elijah was hiding ran dry because no rain had fallen in the land. So the Lord said to Elijah, "Move on to Zarephath of Sidon and stay there. I have designated a widow there to provide for you." He left and went to Zarephath. As he arrived at the entrance of the city, a widow was gathering sticks there. He called out to her, "Please bring me a small cupful of water to drink." She left to get it, and he called out after her, "Please bring along a bit of bread." She answered, "As the Lord our God lives, I have nothing baked. There's only a handful of flour in my jar and a little oil in my jug. Just now I was collecting a couple of sticks to go in and prepare something for myself and my son. When we have eaten it, we shall die." Elijah said to her, "Do not be afraid. Go and do as you propose. But first, make me a little cake and bring it to me. Then you can prepare something for yourself and your son. For the Lord, the God of Israel, says, the jar of oil, nor the jar of flour shall not go empty, nor the jug of oil run dry, until the day when the Lord sends rain upon the earth." She left and did as Elijah had said. She was able to eat for a year, and Elijah and her son as well. The jar of flour did not go empty, nor the jug of oil run dry, as the Lord had foretold through Elijah. So this really made me laugh because I immediately saw myself in the place of the widow. Like, so you see somebody that asks you for something, "Can I have some water?" And then you're like, "Yeah, sure, let me give you some water." And then they say, "Bring me some bread." When you're thinking like, okay, like I was giving you water, like I don't even know if I have enough bread for myself and my kid, and now you want my water? And she tells him this, like, I can't. Like after my son and I eat this bread, like we're gonna die. We have nothing left. There's a drought in the town. And then Elijah said to her, "Don't be afraid. God's going to provide, but bring me some cake while you're at it." Like, I think so many of us would be saints if we didn't have to deal with other people, right? Because dealing with people is the hardest. And if you're a woman, if you're a mother, if you're a spouse, that's probably one of the first things you think about. Like, think about all the things that we do for people sometimes, right? We do them because we want to. But certain times, people just keep asking for more and more. And you're like, hold up. I'm here trying to take care of myself, and you want me to take care of you too. There's that feeling, right? But God tells us in this, like, we can't feel like that, because when this woman gave from her nothingness because she was obedient, God blessed her so that from that jar of flour and that jar of oil, that fed them for an entire year. This woman thought she had enough for a little bit of bread, but instead, because she was faithful, because she denied herself and was obedient to this person that God had put in front of her, she had enough for a year. And just looking at this from Elijah's point of view, Elijah was in hiding. There was a drought. He had nothing, and God sent him to this person. And he said to her, "I have designated a widow to provide for you." So then Elijah leaves in faith, and he finds this widow, and the widow tells her, "I have nothing. After I eat this, I'm going to die." Sometimes God puts us in a situation where we feel like we have nothing. This person was supposed to provide for Elijah, and she hardly had anything herself. And she wanted to be hospitable to this person, but he's asking for more and more, and she doesn't even know how she's going to feed herself and her son. God is always going to put us in situations like that to test our faith. How obedient are we to the word of God? How much do we trust in him to be our provider? Because I'm sure there's things that you are looking at right now. Maybe there's a bill, maybe there's a payment that you have to make, and you don't know how you're going to make it. It's today and it's due tomorrow, and you don't know how you're going to do it, but trust in God, because from where there's nothing, he's going to give you surplus no matter how bad it looks. And despite your own feelings, because this could have been like a drought in this woman's heart, because she could have easily said no to Elijah. Like, "You're crazy. I don't even have enough for my son. How am I going to give you any? And you want a cake to top it all off?" Like, that woman could have easily shut down herself, because sometimes it's not material things that we need to provide for others. Sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's joy that people need from us, are we going to shut it off and not give it because we might not feel it at the moment? No. If anything, God is telling us to act so that he could provide. We act first in obedience, then he provides, no matter how bleak the situation goes. So that's it for today. I hope this message touched you, because it definitely touched me. I was cracking up reading it. If this message touched you, please share it. Share with anyone that you feel needs to listen to it. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and always remember to let your light shine.